Welcome back. Today I want to shed some light on a Carrera wireless plus evolution unit that some reason is discontinued. And this was a major need for me. And it was a real pain to find one of these things. I looked forever. I really wanted a wireless set of controllers that I can use with Carrera for my grandkids, and I had some extra track, and so I wanted to make a nice little evolution track on the floor that I can run all my analog cars. They love watching the big cars, and they don't race yet. They're only 3 and 2, but they just enjoy watching their cars go around the track. So with all the extra track pieces, I said, whenever they come over, I could set up a track on the floor. Whenever they don't want to race digitally, they could race some of their analog cars. I have a bunch of Carrera Go cars, and you can even run, these are AFX Race Masters. You can run HO cars on the track. And I have a bunch of cars that don't have digital chips yet. These Slottits, I already have the Carrera, the SP chips in them, so they run on this digital track. But they're not going to get raced. These cars are going to be just driven. I like to just drive and just relax and take my time. So having it, set on the floor was perfect. And this way I could sit on the couch and just watch them go and not have to be tethered to anything. And this was exactly what I wanted. And I was just very surprised that this was discontinued years ago. And it just seems like there's a need for this. And someone, please reach out and comment, or if you know why this was discontinued. I'm assuming because the sales were not that great, but it just seems like the sales would be through the roof on something like this. That's just me. They make digital wireless, and that's very popular. They're very good at it. And they make this wireless analog system, which is very good. And the controllers have the same response as the digital. There's no lag. It's perfect. And it's great if you have little kids and you don't want to have them destroying your controllers or the track. When they go to get the car, they could sit anywhere along the track that they want and just enjoy. Um, and you can put my trick, and I'm sure a lot of you put the little rubber band trick underneath there. You tie a rubber band and keep it as tight as you want, so when the controller is depressed, for those young hands, they like to push all the way down. The rubber band will be a sort of a governor there to where they can only go down so far so the cars don't go flying. So that's a little trick there. But this was very difficult to find, and it just really surprised me. I would see one pop up on eBay once every few months, maybe once a year, and at that, whatever you saw was used or broken in some way. And I didn't want to take chances like that. I wanted to find a new one. And I scoured through all the online stores and toy stores and everywhere, and I finally found this one. It was the only one that was in a toy store online, and it was the last one left, and it was not cheap, and I purchased it. It's over $100, I believe, but it came with everything. And in fact, to the credit of that store owner, to that store, they emailed me shortly after I purchased it and said, "Are you sure you want this?" I guess they never really sold, and this was the last one they had left. And I was like, "Yes, definitely." I guess they thought I was looking for a Carrera wireless digital or a regular analog, but no, this was exactly what I wanted, and it's held up to what I thought it would be. And I had put this away about 6 months ago after setting it up on the floor. When my grandkids come over, I'll set this up on the floor and they'll play around for a little bit. And then I'll leave it up for a couple of days, so this way I could stretch out my other cars that don't have the digital chips and give them some track time. But for the most part, I'll set up something on top here, just like I do with HO and everything else, and something that I can, get these cars out and stretch them from time to time, and give them what they need, some oil and lube and stuff, and just make sure everything's running properly with all of them. I do that with all my cars. Every one of them gets time from, regularly, as regularly as I can, to get some attention and make sure everything's okay. So this is perfect for these analog cars. And some of these cars I'm not going to digital chip, like this Shadow. I'm not going to digital chip. I'm not going to race it. There's no need to put the chip on it. I know there's tech slots and Omni slots, and eventually I might go to something like that. But for as infrequently as I use it, this fills my needs. And just to set this up and watch cars run around. And I had set this up the last time was about 6 months ago. And so being in storage and now pulling it out, it took a good couple hours, maybe an hour and a half for these controllers to fully charge. Maybe about the same time as the regular digital controllers. So everything is pretty much the same. And once they're charged, they hold their charge for a long time. So that's something you don't really need to worry about. And programming these is really simple. You have this lane choice button, and you select one to do that for that inside lane. And then there's the little red button on top here, and you push that. It'll flash twice, and then you're programmed to go. See that twice, and now you can take your car for a spin. Let's say hello to Suzanne Summers in the 56 T-Bird. She's roaming the streets, and she may just want you. So yeah, this is a great little system, and it's perfect for if you have kids or grandkids that yank on things and you really want this, and it's hard to find. That's the only thing. Hopefully Carrera or someone else will come out with some kind of wireless system like this, because to me it was necessary. And my concern was what happens with these controllers when the batteries go bad. Well, I opened it up and I see it's the same battery that the digital controller uses. And so the digital controller, these batteries are well in stock in most suppliers everywhere. And so you could just borrow another battery from another controller or buy some more batteries, only like $10 to $15, and you're good to go. And then I found out that these digital controllers can also be programmed. So if I want to program the digital controller, I do the same thing. Inside lane, push that, and it flashes twice, and now I'm good to go. So your digital controllers, your wireless controllers, will work perfectly on this system, and that's fantastic. And so now there's no need to worry about batteries for a long time, because my digital controllers, the batteries have lasted for going on 3 years now, and there's no problems with them. And I have these Frankenslot wireless controllers for digital that I use. And I have to test and see. I haven't been able to pair these yet, but I'll keep trying, and I'll update you on the outcome of that. But if the Frankenslot wireless controllers work on this, that's even better. But if not, I have these two when these were out. I have extras of these now since I'm switching to these. I have 6 of these all together, so far I only need 4, and those 2 if I ever need the 6, because that's the most I'm going to run here. And so that's a really good thing. That put my mind at ease. If something happened to these controllers, I'll never be able to find them again, but they work just fine. The only issue is that these do not work on the digital track. Even though they're pretty much the same battery, same style, they just don't have that technology to run digital. So I can't use those for digital. So that's just something to keep in mind. But in the meantime, let's see which control. Of course, I picked the wrong one. Okay, just to test out all the different cars that can run on this. Here's one from SCX. Nice, quiet little car. Runs perfectly. It's nice to have all these brands run, and like I said, I'm not going to digital chip these cars because I'm not going to race them. They're just for fun. Now the Slotits have the digital chip, and they will not convert. There could be some kind of trick to convert them, but I can just take the SP chip out and run them on this track if I want, but no need to, because they're on the digital track. They're suited for the digital now. Now something like this, like the MR Slot Car Shadow, this one is nice. Well, of course, I think I need a rubber band for myself. Yeah, so cars like this, you can get some track time in and just watch go around, and you can use the timer if you want from Carrera or whatever your timing system is. I don't think I can use Smart Race for this system. I'll have to check into that, but I don't think so. So in the meantime, the digital, the digital analog timer is fine. So yeah, you can run all your different brands of cars that you don't have digitally chipped. Now this one is a Pioneer, the Bullet car. It's got the Carson chip in it, so this can't run on the track unless I could figure out some way. There's some kind of cheat code or something to get that to run. This Scalectric, the Vanishing Point car, also has the digital chip. Here's one, the Starsky and Hutch, that doesn't have the chip. So I can run that, and this is the only time I get to see these cars in action. And like I said, I might eventually get the tech slot or Omni slot box, but for now this suits me well. You know, my grandkids have fun with it. They can run there's a Carrera First, one of the Paw Patrol guys, Rocky or Rubble. I always get them confused. And you can see that runs just fine as long as you're a good driver, which I'm not. Now this is the regular Carrera Go 1/43rd scale, and those run just fine on here. They run much better when I'm really paying attention and not filming. And now also there's the AFX Race Masters cars, and there's this new one that just arrived. But now the issue with this is, and with all HO tracks, all HO cars, is that you must go the other way. For some reason, you must go counterclockwise. And if that's an issue for you, I guess with most HO cars, you can just take out the magnets and, switch them around, or, there's different ways to get that car to go the other way. You could turn the whole control unit around or whatever. But if you're running HO and there's no problem, you don't have to worry about lane changing or anything. So you just run this car and enjoy it. So if this is helpful to anybody, just let me know. And if you have any other tips or tricks, or if you'd like to find one, I can help you find one. It's very difficult, but thank you for watching, and take care.